Check 1 2. Check 1 2.
To make sure that people like officers of the law are protected and know what they're going into. I mean, domestic.
Check 1 2.
That's a good argument. Knowing where every gun is would then lead itself towards mass confiscation. And I would agree with you, a well-armed citizenry is the greatest protectorate of liberty and freedom in this country.
Even though the Army has things like drones and tanks and things like that outarm, citizens that have
Yes and
just
no.
a
I mean,
handgun?
we've seen it in several instances where at least a citizen, that's a good argument, but I would say a little flawed, where the citizens are able to protect themselves in some ways. It's a much harder population to control.
I understand, but so you think a federal registry would infringe on the rights?
Potentially. I mean, I think that there's no good argument, I think, other than potential. I ascribe to the government bad motives and bad intentions when it wants to infringe more on these types of freedoms and liberties.
Well, I understand. I just personally don't see it as an infringement because, like we just said, and I think we agreed that owning a gun is a right. However,
Yes.
I think it was responsibilities. But also I wanted to ask, is voting a right or is that a privilege?
Well, it is a right, and that's so felons can get their rights back, right? And so,
Right.
but rights can be suspended or delayed, and we
Right,
both agree
but-
with that. So,
right,
for
but-
example, like somebody in prison doesn't get guns.
Right, no, of course.
Somebody in prison doesn't have the same free speech rights that you and I
Right,
have.
but what's the first thing that you have to do if you want to vote in this country? You have to register, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a federal registration to be able to vote in this country. So why not, and we can agree that, keeping safe and, keeping our elections to where people who shouldn't vote aren't voting is, that's keeping America safe because we don't want people who
That's a fair,
can't
fair
vote.
point. I would say there's something that there's a technical difference between a voter registration roll and a gun registration
Right, guns
roll.
are much more dangerous.
Well, also, but guns in many different ways, they would go after the guns a lot more than, like, I don't know, the voter registration roll.
Well, how do we know, though?
my worldview comes out of one in the 20th century, where almost every totalitarian government went after the guns first. And the confiscation of guns then leads into the erosion of freedom and liberty.
Right, but wouldn't you say in the 20th century, as you just said, that the disparity between the technology that citizens had to protect themselves compared to what the military had, wouldn't you say that there was a much smaller disparity as opposed to what we see
Somewhat.
nowadays?
I think that's a fair point.
So,
I'm acknowledging that's a fair point.
okay.
But do you see my perspective as well?
No, I do
that,
understand.
That an
It's-
armed
it's-
citizenry, also it says shall not be infringed, so we have to kind of wrestle with those two things
Right, but
simultaneously.
so if it's just a semantics argument, then to that point,
It's not. I mean, semantics is meaning. That's literally what the word means. But
right, but
so,
you're saying because it says shall not be infringed, we can't do anything.
No,
Does
no,
that
I'm
mean,
saying,
does that
though,
mean
that
voting rights can be
I'm
infringed?
saying
Because it doesn't say it cannot be infringed.
I'm saying I err on the side that more government regulation around guns means that they'll try to take good people's guns away, which then results in less global or let's just say national freedom and liberty. What if getting the medicine you need didn't have to be so hard? No waiting weeks to see a doctor, no fighting with insurance. That's why I want to tell you about All Family Pharmacy. They believe in medical freedom, and they're changing the way people get the medications they trust. Just go online and pick up what you need. Things like ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, NAD+, methylene blue, antibiotics, and more than 200 other medications. A licensed doctor reviews your orders, writes the prescription, and your medicine shows up at your door in a few days. You do not need insurance, you don't need to beg a doctor, just simple, fast, honest care. Check them out and get 10% off your order today. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Kirk and use promo code Kirk10 to get 10% off.
I understand, but wouldn't you say that that more guns can potentially lead to more danger and less guns?
Yes
would
and
lead to less
no.
danger?
I mean, there's plenty of evidence to show that states that have more, so like if you take Houston and Chicago, about comparable populations, Houston actually has warmer weather, which means potentially more gang violence. They have about half, if not even less, the amount of homicides per year than in Chicago. Chicago has much stricter gun laws than Houston, like incredibly strict gun laws.
I understand, but I'm also, well, I think part of what plays into that is the gun laws that are around those cities. They're a lot more lenient than those cities themselves. So I think, I'm not saying that's entirely the cause of it, but I'm saying
I've heard that my whole life, so yeah.
Right, but I'm basically just talking about preventing people that have committed crimes such as domestic violence. I know I mentioned Pam Bondi gave Mel Gibson his rights to purchase a gun again, even though he pled guilty to a battery domestic violence charge in 2011, and yet now he is able to purchase a gun again, which I disagree with because he committed a violent crime. I mean, do you disagree with that personally?
No, I mean, I don't know the details of the case, but I think I've met Mel Gibson. I think he should be able to own a gun. I mean, like
Just off of speaking to him, though, even though with his
yeah, I
criminal
mean,
history. And
I don't.
everything?
Again, I don't know all the details. Do I think that the idea of taking his rights away because of something that happened that I don't know all the details about 14 years ago?
Guilty to it, though.
Again,
I mean,
I find that to be a little bit of an infringement on basic rights.
even though he literally
Again, I don't know the details around that, but I guess we're getting to a place where, do you think anyone that's convicted of violent crime should be able to own guns again?
No, not at
Oh,
all.
wow,
If they're
okay.
committing a violent crime, absolutely not. I think we should protect people in America, which I think you agree with, and I think
Yeah,
that
but
is how we protect America.
that's a balance. Are we going to really say the federal government is going to protect us from ourselves when it comes to guns?
No, I mean it's less about the federal government taking away guns and more just allowing them to protect their citizens. And it's not about getting rid of guns. I'm a gun owner myself. I go hunting.
I'm
I was
not
on a
doubting any of that.
competitive
What
team.
state
but,
would you say has the gun laws that are the most appealing to your worldview?
I don't know specific state laws, if I'm being completely honest with you. But
something to think about.
But I'm speaking, even just the federal registry itself, I think that would protect, a lot of officers of the law. Like I said, when they go on domestic calls, that's the most dangerous call that an officer
So
of the law can go on.
there's an informal registry, not a formal one. Just gun dealers are supposed to report.
Right,
gun,
but do you
gun
really think
sales.
that they do all the time? Then?
No, of course not. Obviously, I mean,
Right.
I
So
live in
wouldn't the
reality.
federal
But
registry eliminate that problem then?
again, I would go back to a formal registry. You register in order to confiscate. It is a prerequisite towards confiscation.
Isn't that just a slippery slope argument, though? If you give
Well,
one
it's
thing,
not.
then
It's
another
a,
thing's
it's a
going to go?
historical argument, right? We see that throughout totalitarian dictatorships throughout the 20th century, where if you want to take the weapons away, you first ask for a collection of all the items that you then want to collect. But I could see, you're coming after this in good faith. I tend to be on a much more libertarian side, even though I'm not libertarian, where we actually need looser gun laws, because I think that
Looser gun laws?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean,
what
especially in
way?
states
Like-
like Chicago and Illinois, where it's very basic Second Amendment rights. So I'll give you a great example.
Okay.
In a state like Rhode Island or New York,
Right.
it could take a woman upwards of 30 days to get a gun. So let's say a man wants to actually do harm to her, and she gets threats and the police won't intervene. I think she should be able to get a gun that afternoon to protect herself.
I understand that.
So
but
in that case, I think that gun laws should be looser.
I understand.
I think,
in that regard, I do agree with you.
Cool. So
Absolutely.
that would be
But-
an instance of that. And I also will go back to this idea of red flag laws. We have seen case after case of it being abused, of veterans having their weapons taken away because of fake accusations and, let's just say, faulty accusations, saying that they're mentally unbalanced, so on and so forth.
But do you think that they could investigate cases like that and see if there aren't any medications? I mean, a lot of these
They can.
antidepressants can change your brain
For
chemistry.
sure.
And
And some of it, though, is they take the guns away first and they ask questions after. It's a difficult, very, I don't want to say gray area, but edge part of the law, where I tend to, and a respectable position, respect to you, I tend to err on the side of it is a right, the government screws up more than it does correct in this specific portion, and the downside to having more guns is far better than the downside of having only the government have guns.
even if that can cost American.
Welcome, everybody. Today we are going to just be watching a few clips of Charlie Kirk. We're going to be reacting to them. Yesterday we defended his legacy and honor through debate, and tonight we are honoring it by watching him debate live. So let's go ahead and jump into that. If you haven't yet, you can pick up I Am Charlie merch on AmericansUnfiltered.com, or you can go into the link in the description. All proceeds go to the family. Yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. Charlie Kirk was such an amazing guy, and we owe him the world. So we are going to be watching him just a little bit today, just for a few hours. So let's go ahead and jump into that. I'm going to turn my mic down, and I am going to turn him up.
What about something similar to that with owning a gun? Some kind of thing where you go to a range with a trained professional,
No.
you show that you know how to operate the gun, safely, know how to store it safely, things like that. Yet,
Yeah, I mean,
and then
so-
once you pass that, you get some kind of card that allows you to buy a gun.
I
mean, it's all
think
about
that-
protections. It's not about
Yes,
restricting
on
rights.
that you might have some agreement with me, because actually the number one cause of Folks, let me tell you about my good friend Todd Nettleton from the Voice of the Christians Around the World, detailing his travels and experiences by simply
much about other individuals living their lives? What is affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Well, I could throw that right back at you. Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people. Read the Constitution.
What rights am I taking away exactly?
You're trying to take away gender-affirming care for individuals. You are affecting abortion rights. You are hurting people.
Got it. So what is a woman?
What is a woman? It's what people identify as. It's a gender. Sex is different. Sex is different from gender.
So can anyone be a woman?
Yes.
At what point do you know you're looking at a woman?
Doesn't matter when you are looking at a woman. You don't have to look at a woman and immediately tell. Can you tell looking at a baby what gender they are without looking at their privates? Tell me that.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What about that baby is different?
But hold on. By the time they're 6 months old, you could actually tell a young boy tends to gravitate more towards balls and remotes.
That's because of gender affirming. That is convincing individuals at a young age. You are socializing, putting them in situations where they want certain different things. Let's look at... Thank you. So, let's say you were a little kid and your parents taught you to like pink. Let's actually look back in time. Pink actually used to be a male color instead of blue. Actually, in the 1920s.
So you say that I'm here to take people's rights away.
Yes.
That is your main contention.
Yes, because
right.
you are affecting the LGBT. You are affecting women's rights. If I was pregnant, oh wait, let's go back to this. Abortion is anything. If I had a cyst on my uterus, that would be considered an abortion. No, it's not. Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look at okay, anything that is evolving the uterus.
Well, no. In order for it to be an abortion, it must be a human life.
No. Anything that
Yes.
is evolving the uterus and you have to get rid of it, it is considered abortion.
No. That's
Yes,
not how.
it is.
That's not how it works. So again, you say I'm here to take rights away.
Yes.
Do you agree life is a right?
I feel like if it's a clump of cells, then it's not alive.
No. But let's go back. Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's
hold on. Who's trying to take rights away? I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
That's my favorite argument. You chose to have sex, so now you have to face the consequences.
At conception. So even if I had a miscarriage, what are you going to say about that?
It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy?
Yes.
Okay, then let's talk about, like, what if it's affecting the woman or anybody who is pregnant in this situation? What if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be f***ed over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year.
No.
And so, yes, it is.
Have you seen how many individuals have already died because they haven't been able to get abortion care?
Abortion in the life of the mother can be put aside as something that needs to be considered. However, it's not always necessary. But let's talk about the main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother. 1.5 million.
Yes.
But let's just ask you a very simple question. When does human life begin?
When does human life, in my personal opinion, is going to start around the second trimester, a little more farther along. But let's get to this. Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can murder your offspring if you're poor.
So in the first couple weeks, even though it's still not fully developed, doesn't even have a heartbeat, doesn't even have brain
development
activity.
does not equal dignity. A human being is a human being regardless of the process of development that it is in. Period. And so who's trying to take rights away? I actually want more human beings to be born.
Then why are you affecting the LGBT?
Well, hold on. We're talking. Let me finish on abortion. I want more human lives, which, by the way, hilariously, would be more women would be born because the right to life is paramount. You're trying to take rights away because you're okay with the massacring of little humans. Back to LGBT.
It's been going throughout history, though.
This girl
Abortion has
kinda
been a
ticks me
big
off.
thing
Oh,
for
yeah.
a long time, and it affects
Yeah.
people,
So-
and it hurts people.
So has murder and slavery and child sacrifice. There's
that
been
is completely different.
She seems like the type of person to be like, actually, you're wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure she does do that. Either she has already done that or she does that later on. I don't know. Something like, sorry, hold on. Excuse me. Something about her is just like sets me off. It might be a spirit. I don't know. But something.
Different.
no, it is murder. Okay, so let me ask you a question then. Define what is murder.
What is murder? Are you going to be talking about first-degree murder, like homicide?
Oh, guys, guess what? We got both of this cinema camera set up. Excuse me. Ugh. Sorry, guys. So we got the Blackmagic cinema camera set up. We also have the Sony FX30 cinema camera set up. So we got all of our cinema cameras set up and ready to go. Let's unpause this.
Homicide, like going and
Sure.
having the intent to kill. Having the intent to kill somebody, but I'm
hold on.
just saying
So
a
a
clump
human
of
being,
cells
right?
is, yeah, but a clump of cells
Well,
is different.
hold on, time out. If it's a clump of cells, what species is it?
What species is
Yes. What species?
it? It
I'm a clump of cells.
depends.
no.
Whatever's going to be
No, no, no.
pregnant, whatever
She's
you're
no
trying to
species.
abort.
Is it a Homo sapien, a crocodile, or a raccoon? Which one is it? What
We're Homo
species is it?
sapiens in
Oh,
this
wait,
sense,
so
I'm
if it's a
hoping.
human clump of cells, then it's a human life deserving of human rights. And the first right is life. And so you could call it a clump of cells, which is dehumanizing language, but I'll go back to this. Ironically, you're the one that is actually intruding on human rights. We're the one protecting human rights.
But you're
which
trying to
again,
get rid of the options so people can have rights to their own body.
Oh, hold
if
on.
someone does
Time
not want
out.
to have a child, they should not be forced to.
If the-
Oh, wait. If we're going to be doing this, then what are you going to do about the children in the systems that have been being assaulted, that are being hurted? Put more money into the system so people can actually get adopted, or actually other things like that.
Okay, again, none of that is relevant.
No,
to
because
the,
you want more
no.
babies to be born. What about people that can't afford
Again,
them?
how
They have
many-
to go into systems.
How
She gives me a headache.
How
Oh
many
my
people
Lord.
are on the adoption waiting list?
Yeah, well, I know how many kids actually get adopted.
2
How many
million
kids
people-
that go
2
into
million
systems
people
or are being
are on the
fostered,
adoption
that get
waiting
assaulted,
list.
that get hurt?
Yeah,
are you
man.
going to be helping those
Two-
children that get
Well,
over by
okay.
this system?
So there are 2 million people on the adoption waiting list. There are 1 million abortions every year. There are
Okay.
twice as many people that want to adopt than discarded children every single year. Now I have to go back to a fundamental question though,
Okay.
which I think is very important. Human development objectively begins at conception. You say it's around 2 trimesters. Can we agree that every human being, once your DNA is formed, you should have the right to life, the right to live the life the way you want to live it? Can we agree on that?
How many weeks are we saying?
No, I say again. Once we
So,
can
like,
acknowledge.
once the sperm is inside the egg?
Correct. Yeah. 'cause-
No.
Well,
Once the sperm
okay.
is inside the egg in the first, like, couple of days? No.
Well, okay, but let's go through that. Isn't that when your DNA was formed?
Yeah.
But then, aren't you fundamentally at its core? You are the DNA is your blueprint for your life. That's who you are. It's a unique marker.
It's my DNA, yeah.
Yes. So if it's not your DNA, why is it your choice?
Why is it my choice?
Yes. If it's not your DNA, why do you have a choice to eliminate it? I don't
It's
have.
up to the individual that is having them inside of it.
Oh,
It's
okay.
their
So-
body. I don't care if it is like a few weeks because that is not a human
Got it.
being's
So
life yet. Because
outside of rape-
that
let-
individual
let's
cannot
go-
survive
got it.
without the mother or who is
okay.
ever
Well,
pregnant.
let's-
Therefore,
Again, so let's get down to this because I think it's very important and a good way to end this question, which is outside of rape, how did the woman get pregnant?
outside of rape, so we're not going to be talking about
Well,
incest or other individuals like
rape
that.
and-
Because incest
again.
is not only just
So,
rape
hold
or
on.
other situations.
How about I
or
say,
let's
Yo,
talk
she
about
did.
like not only just
So,
rape
hold
or
on.
other situations.
Actually? Oh, wait, no, she does this. Actually? You're wrong. She literally does it. Look at that. Imagine that.
how about I
Or
say,
let's talk
how
about
if
how,
I
like, eggs
say,
that get mixed up in
how about
clinics.
if I
How
say,
about that?
How about if I say I'm okay with abortion for rape, incest, and life of the mother? Let's make it illegal in the other circumstances. Would you agree?
How are we going to be able to term that all the time, though? Because what if it wasn't consensual? What if the individual was drunk, but they're married? Let's say they're married and they got raped.
You can get a rape. Again, you keep on interrupting me, but you can report rape as a crime. You can also do a blood test to find out if it's incest. But 99.9% of all abortions are not rape and not incest and not life of the mother. How did that woman get pregnant in those situations? Did she just walk through campus and it just appeared and all of a sudden a baby is in her uterus? Or did she do something to decide to potentially have a child?
Sex. But also contraceptives sometimes don't always work.
Got it. So, but hold on a second. Shouldn't you take responsibility
for... Hey, Josh, great question. Josh said, why do people think it's funny 2 kids lost a father? Rip Charlie. And the fact that people are calling for Charlie's kid's death is just sickening. People are trying to... Well, people online are saying that we should now kill his children, and it is absolutely sick and disgusting. It's no different than child sacrifice to bail.
Your orgasms?
I don't think most men can make me come. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, again, outside of that statement,
hold on. Their reaction was too
outside
good.
Make me come. I'm going to be honest.
Responsibility.
Look at these people in the back.
Don't always
Got
work.
it. So, but hold on a second.
Look at these people in the back.
Shouldn't you take responsibility for your orgasms?
I don't think most men can make me come. I'm going to be honest.
Look.
Oh, okay. Well, again, outside of that statement. Oh, okay. Well,
one person here.
Again, outside of that statement, I'm not even sure how to take that, to be honest.
You brought up orgasms.
Okay. Shouldn't you take responsibility for the sex that you have?
I mean, if I was wanting to have a child and my contraceptives, I didn't use any contraceptives, and I wanted to get pregnant, sure, I'm taking responsibility for that life because I wanted that life. But let's say I was having sex and my contraceptives didn't work, and I got the chance of getting pregnant. I am not having that child.
I want to move on from her.
So,
she gives me a
but
headache.
you still decided to have sex.
Yeah.
And again, our opinion, when you go and decide... Having sex is not something you need to survive. It's not like showering or eating or shelter. You can live without having sex. You can have a little bit of self-control. If you decide to go have sex, you should understand you play certain games, you win certain prizes, which might be another human life. And it is the most...
I don't want to f another child, though.
Hold on a second. Then don't go have sex.
No.
Oh, so you understand how narcissistic that is, that I want to keep on having fun, and if I have a human being and oopsie daisy, I'm going to eliminate that other human being because I don't want to have the human being, but I want to keep on having free sex. How is that not the most narcissistic worldview that one can possibly espouse?
Is narcissistic that I want to have sex with another consenting individual just because I don't want to have children? I feel like a lot of people in the world have sex. I think a lot of people make money off of having sex, and they don't want to have children. I feel like it is something that everybody do. A lot of people have sex just for pleasure.
Again, just because a lot of people do it does not make it right, number one. Number two, again, fundamentally, your view is I'm going to do whatever I want to do, and if it creates another human being, so be it. Sure.
Do you have sex just to have a baby every single time then? Or are you doing it for pleasure?
I am married and we have 2 kids. So
yeah,
we're pretty good
but
at
are
it.
you having? I'm assuming that you have had sex more than twice in your life,
again,
not just
I'm not
to have the
gonna
babies.
give you an inside look into my sex life, but
you're doing it for pleasure, not just to have kids.
Well, again,
but he's married.
We actually always do it with God's trust that if we get kids, it's a blessing.
Yep.
Okay, and we do it in the marital with God's trust that if we get kids, it's a blessing.
Watch how she
okay?
reacts. I think
we actually always do it with God's trust that if we get kids, it's a blessing, okay? And we do it in the marital context. Again,
you also are in a position where you can afford to have children. You are in a position where you are not the lower class.
How about this? How about we have the maturity and the sophistication? Again, you keep on using words children and baby. Let me ask you a question. When someone is celebrating a pregnancy, do they call it a clump of cell shower or a baby shower?
Oh, hey guys. If y'all, like the channel and everything, and if y'all are already subscribed, go show my Jimmy Kimmel video some love. It's actually not getting a lot of love. It's getting a little bit of traction, but people are really hating on it, and clowns are commenting stupid arguments that I have retorted. back with. So if just go check out the video, watch it all the way through, and comment, and please like that video. Okay,
That's
so back
also
to
when
this.
it's already been past those weeks.
Oh, so it magically gets pixie dust. You're a human being now.
No, because it develops.
Oh, exactly, because it's all around the spectrum of human development, and human development starts at conception.
Yeah, is it going to be completely developed at the first week? No. So
You're
it's
not
it's
completely
still-
developed right now. A lot of
Yeah,
people
I'm
aren't
not going to be
completely
complete.
I mean,
You're never going to be
but I
completely
mean that.
developed.
It's like you are not completely developed at age 30 or 40. The spectrum of human development keeps on going. Journey begin. That journey begin. Like, when did your process of development begin?
My process of development?
Yes. Yeah. At conception. Every person in this audience, your life started at conception. And your own DNA, from your eye color to your hair color to your height, from your likes and your dislikes, whether you're an introvert, you're an extrovert, all of that was coded into your deoxyribonucleic acid at the moment that you were a zygote. And so that human deserves constitutional and human rights. And again, you came up here with the accusation saying, I am here taking away people's rights.
You are.
Again, so
You are affecting
And-
LGBT rights
all right,
and
so
abortion rights. You are affecting individuals that can't always speak for themselves.
got it. So again, I think we have gone through this plenty of times. I want to get to the next question.
Okay.
But maybe we can get to some.
I'll burn it.
You'll burn it, okay. Maybe we can get to some approximation of an agreement. Can we agree?
No.
Oh. Can we agree on? I will pray for you this Holy Week. Thank you for your time.
Please don't ever pray for me.
Now, I don't know if y'all watched this Tucker Carlson, sorry, Charlie Kirk show today, podcast today. It was actually really good. It was really, really good. Yeah, guys, don't say people aren't Christian. We are actually called in the Bible not to judge someone by one's heart. So respect that and respect them, please and thank you.
Hello. Sorry if I'm not as articulate.
Yes.
Okay, so you believe in an 8-week abortion ban? Do you think men can give birth?
I think that.
Yes or no question?
I think that a person who is assigned male at birth, I don't think they
Assigned
can give
male
birth.
at birth, so people are not male at birth?
I think that a person.
See, your evidence that college is.
Hey guys, the Unfiltered team has designed some of these designs right here. All proceeds go to the family. The link is in the description. Right now, 10% off for each design. Go check it out. Like I said, link in the description. All proceeds go to the family of Charlie Kirk and or Cheap USA. We are going to be writing them a fairly large check at the end of the month. So go ahead, link in the description for these shirts.
Scam, my friend.
There we go.
So what do you say in some cases women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're
Check.
not murders. We
So
do
what's
not
the
know-
difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote
Because-
and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
That was actually the best point somebody made.
It's not about the cells.
No,
It's not about. No. I'm
I know,
speaking.
we're-
No, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking.
I
No,
don't
I'm
like
speaking.
her. I
No,
don't
I'm
like her. I
speaking.
don't like her.
Hello, everyone. I am Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and I am surrounded by 20 woke college kids. My first prompt is, abortion is murder and should be illegal.
Yep, it should be, and it is considered murder, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
All right.
Can I maybe go?
Okay, hello, what's your
Hi,
name?
Juliana.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Can we
you.
get our terms right first?
Yeah.
Okay, abortion is the forcible ending of the viability of a being in utero, otherwise known as a fetus. Do we agree that's what abortion is?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, great. And then murder is the intentional taking of life, different than killing or sudden death. So murder would be the intent taking another life. Do we agree with that?
Okay,
Okay, and then we agree that murder in general in society should be illegal.
yeah.
Okay, great.
So yeah, no, I do want to preface that I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
So I think one really important thing that the Bible says is to not judge. And just going back to the topic, I think there's a big difference between, cells in utero than a living, breathing, existing being. And while I do believe it's murder, and that's just my personal belief, right? I don't believe in telling people what to do with their bodies. That's not up to me, and it's not up to us as well as Christians
But-
to judge.
Should we prevent murder in society?
For sure, yeah.
Then
I
it should
mean,
be illegal.
but I think that it's really different, right? Because
Just to be clear, when she's saying, as Christians, we are told not to judge, the actual verse that she's trying to quote is John 7:24, and that is, do not judge by appearance, but judge with right judgment. The Bible does not say not to judge. The Bible says, effectively, judge under the right judge for the right reasons. Sorry, I have mucus in the back of my throat.
is, these people aren't.
Sorry, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Okay, what's your name?
Naima.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, can I just ask, at how many weeks do you think that a fetus is viable?
Well, viability and moral worth are two different things.
No, but I'm asking you, at how many weeks do
Well,
you think
at
a
about
fetus
20
is viable?
weeks,
Which
a
also really
baby can
upsets me.
survive outside of utero.
So it's actually 24 to 26
Well, it's
weeks?
20. The youngest ever in a NICU unit actually happened in San Diego, not far from here, and survived at 20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened
believe
in the
20
first 13 weeks of pregnancy.
I believe
That's
20
93% of the
weeks is
abortions.
the third trimester. I believe so.
Abortions happened well before a fetus is technically viable
For
as
sure.
a form
so
of life.
let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brain waves, that is less moral worth than an 88-year-old right now with dementia
Queen of
in a
ghetto.
home down the street? That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus
I
is
believe
in
it means
utero.
little one.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the f? I'm sorry, is this
It,
a
it means
language
it
class?
means little human being.
Okay.
Ugh, his smile is very creepy. Okay,
Smiling is creepy.
Okay. This is something we proved yesterday. This is something I've been saying and that he said for a long time as well. When people can't debate, they resort to violence and name calling, and that's what we are seeing here. Obviously, ew, your smile is creepy. Now, coming from a videographer,
Human being.
that is because of the lighting. The lighting. So right now, my lighting is coming pretty much just directly at my face. Their lighting, for dramatic effect, is coming up from above. The way his posture is making shadows on his face, making them look creepy. Not even creepy. It just over exaggerated. Like people. I don't know.
ugh, his smile is very creepy. Okay,
Smiling is creepy.
no, your smile specifically.
Got it,
But
thank you.
let's go back to,
so-
we're losing track here.
No, but is it, what
Her
species is the
piercings
fetus?
are
The
creepy.
fetus is not a species yet. It's technically classified as a parasite
No.
until it is
wow.
viable.
So,
now, I want to talk to you about something very quickly.
I can't let you get past that. Are you
I'm
saying,
sorry.
are you
Hey,
saying a
someone said,
baby
Joshua,
is a
you're
disease
an
or a
angel.
tumor?
Thank you so much.
A parasite is not a
appreciate you.
disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A parasite
parasite-
is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host. A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's
Therefore,
extrapolate that.
It is not a living organism.
Are old people with Alzheimer's and dementia that are being assisted every day, are they parasites?
No, they're not parasites. They're human beings who are on the brink of death.
Got it. So my
They're not going to be
my
able to survive.
4-month-old that requires mom's breast milk and requires daily changes and feedings cannot survive without its own. Is my 4-month-old a parasite?
Your baby can breathe on its own. Your baby can drink water from its mouth to its stomach.
But it cannot.
Your baby can
You can't go get water. You can't walk to this sink and get water.
Can
eat
it hunt?
food.
Can it gather? Can it reason?
But that's not what qualifies something as
Oh,
being
okay,
a
so
living
let's-
organism.
then
Being
let's
a
get
living
back to
organism
terms.
simply means, can you survive outside of a womb, outside of your host?
Got it. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Why does that then equate to moral viability?
It equates to scientific viability.
Why? Under what standard?
Because it is not alive, and you are
it's-
advocating for the rights of something that is not technically a life,
Yeah, I just
so
took
what
a selfie.
is something
while
that has
sacrificing
y'all
the
are
needs
already
of the
gonna-
human woman
I know
who
y'all
is
are already
alive.
got it. So, but
start talking
a
about it. It's to
mom
post
can
on my YouTube
survive
community
Yes.
post.
without the baby in her,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
The baby cannot survive without the mom.
Yes.
But a mom cannot survive without her lungs. So it's not her body, it's in her body. It's not
Yeah,
her
I
DNA,
know.
so it's not her choice. So it's a
It actually is directly her DNA.
It's half her
it's-
DNA.
It is 100%. It's 50% of her DNA.
half her DNA. He's gonna win, I'm telling you. This could take a while.
Okay, first of all,
Do we have our terms correct? We agree?
Actually, no. So first of
Okay,
all,
got it.
I would like to refine our terms. I
Got
have
it.
2 points to bring up after that, though. So you define murder as like intentionally like killing a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very poor way to define murder because if someone were to like break into my home and point a gun at the heads of me and everybody I love, and I intentionally kill them to prevent them from from killing my family, I don't think I murdered them, right? So I would define murder as the
I disagree with that. I think it's a justified murder. I still think any taking of life is murder. Excuse me. I think any taking of any life is murder. Yeah.
unjustified termination of a human life.
You're making a good point. Let me further clarify that. So, self-defense is
Right.
very warranted.
Exactly, right?
But I can see where you're going to go with how that has to go with abortion, but we can go down that journey in a second.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I kind of do want to give you my argument insofar as why I'm pro-choice, why I think it's justified. But first, I think that, your position is quite absurd, right? Because you're saying that it is murder to kill a human being, right, at any point in development, especially when it's in the mother's womb. My question
Hey everybody, I'm back. That's right, people, I'm back. YouTube, someone must have reported the video for some reason, unknown to me. However, I am now back. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. We should be right here. Let's see.